a lot of these people, you know what they say, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And I think they're learning that. Touch My Blade, thanks for the 20 subs, I appreciate it. Yeah, there you go. And they're just following, yeah, and hey, as I said before, do you remember what I said before about the free marketplace of ideas? This is why I said it. Because I knew this would be inevitable. Anybody who knew anything about this would know that this was going to happen. Like, fuck, even people who didn't know anything about this probably knew it was still going to happen. So, yeah. It's amazing how uncultured people are. Say the United States is racist. If only they were more experienced than everywhere else in the world. Well, they're living in a gated community, and so they always say that to make them, like, the people that say that are only saying that to make themselves look good, you know? Like, that's it. And actually, Chinese have apps get regulated like that? Yeah, that's just how it is, guys. And the people are retarded? They sure are. But surprised apps doesn't require a Chinese phone number like so many others. They're actually thinking about doing that, from what I've heard. When the champagne commies meet real commies, it's not even real communists. I mean, the fact is that, like, if you go to most countries in the world are massively racist and homophobic. I would say most of them are. Like, they'll say all kinds of racist, crazy shit constantly. And so if you're not happy about that, well, I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah. No, all of them? Pretty much all of them, right? Yeah, and so, like, I don't think that people understand how lucky they are to not live in some of those countries, right? And I'm not just at China. China, I mean, like, China's it's a very unique country, right? Based off of, like, everything going on with it. But I'm saying just in general, right? Like in South America, in Africa, in Russia, in other countries besides China that are around China, in Japan, like all kinds of places are like this, man. If you want racism, you go to the Balkans. I know. And so, yeah, definitely. And let's see a few things, and I'll look at it. Even the black countries are racist? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they be racist? Like, you think, like black people have their own kind of racism, right? It's not like yeah, they just invent a new kind of. And if there's not different races, then they'll argue about, like, you know, like skin color, right? Or like colorism, right? Of like, oh, light skin or dark skin. They'll always find a way to do this because it's human behavior. That's it. And so anyway, I find this to be fucking hilarious, and I think it's not a surprise at all. And you know, hey. Now they know. Anyway, let's see the rest of it. Racism is the human default? Yeah, it is. Let's see here. Tony, the Asian LED guy. I think I saw this one already. But this was good. How Elon wants Asmon to react when he removes his blue check mark. What's this?
Well, I'm sorry, SpongeBob, but if one wishes to be a good noodle, one must behave like a good noodle. I'm a good noodle! I'm a good noodle! You'll get this star back when you earn it.
This is so perfect. Oh my god. Wow. I forgot how fucking stupid this show was. It was amazing though. Yeah, and this is big news, yeah, and it's crazy. Have I been a good noodle? I think not. I think I haven't been a very good noodle, and I've been a very bad boy. And yeah, I still haven't gotten my gaming mark back or anything, and so hopefully, you know, they realize that they were wrong and that I was right about everything, and they come to their senses and they come back to the table. Well, I think that they will, right? I mean, obviously. But it might just take some time. Yeah, not a gamer? Yeah, no, it's okay. And what happens with bad little noodles? Well, they almost get banned, I guess, right? So gaming, why exactly? Well, I had it for a while, and now it got taken away. So yeah. And what the practice is teaching, ego loves to wait and ambush. I mean, like, everybody has massive egos about different stuff. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. I don't really take it seriously or, like, view it as being threatening to me, because I just, like, you know, I was thinking about this myself, and I think that out of everybody, I probably have the smallest ego, and I'm probably the most humble. And I've thought about this a lot myself, right? Because I was thinking about, like, basically how you know, like how other people deal with situations. I'm the most humble. I don't have you know, credit for things or anything like that. That's it. Smallest ego, absolutely. And so, you know, when people get mad at me or whatever, I usually don't take it seriously. I don't, because I know that I'm moving in the right direction, and that's the only thing that matters. And so, yeah, nobody is more humble than me. That's pretty much, pretty much, yeah. And so that's the way I would see it. And that's the way it is. Yeah, don't let people talk shit to you though? Oh, I mean, like, I don't. I mean, but I'm not gonna go and, like, fucking get personally offended by it, if that makes sense, right? With having a free speech on X, I didn't get banned, right? I mean, like, let's be honest, I did not get banned. But, yeah, I think it was stupid, to be honest. It was obviously stupid. I mean, it's unquestionably stupid. So, yeah. And, what's this here? I'll read a few more of them. And, as we look for president, yeah. Maybe then he'll like me. And, also being humble means you're okay losing, but okay balding. Well, I'm usually okay with it whenever I'm not on stream, right? And, yeah, that's how I see it. And, let's see what the rest of it is. You can run for president at 35. Wow. Man, that's pretty close, isn't it? Oh my god. Yeah, we'll see what happens, okay, guys? Anyway, yeah, you got neutered? I did. They took my thing off, man. But, anyway, so that's how I see it. And, definitely entertaining. Well, I try to make things entertaining. I try to make them fun. Just saw the news. Aerospace engineer said he fell asleep at station during pre-launch check. Said he'd be fired if he didn't reach level 90. Oh, God. This is amazing. I love it. Holy fucking shit. And there it is. I feel like you saying that you know what direction you're going in and it's the right one suggests that you're not that humble. No, it's that. So I'm. A lot of people have trouble, like, there's a lot of people who get in their own way to, like, you know, cause themselves problems. I don't. I try to move in a direction that I think is beneficial for me. And I try to only move in that direction. I try to just do things like I evaluate every action that I take as much as I can. Is this taking me to or away from what my goal is, right? And I just simply think about it from that perspective, and I act in accordance to that behavior, right? I don't think about who's right, who's wrong, what's the good thing, what's the bad thing to do. I look at how do I get from point A to point B, and I take the actions that I think will get me there the fastest. You know? Oops, shit. Yeah, the yellow line. Erectile dysfunction. Oh, God. So, yeah. And when do you think self-belief becomes ego? When it allows you to deny reality. I would say so. That would be it. And, yeah. And what is your goal then? I have a lot of them. But I feel like I've achieved a lot of my goals already, to be honest with you. Give me 1 second, actually. All right, and to rule the internet, just more. The goal is always more. And whatever the answer of more of what, that's yes. The answer is yes. And so that's it. And so what are your goals? Yeah, that's always what the goal is. Like the same with streaming, right? I mean, like I focused on streaming. I did what I thought would work, and then it worked, right? Fuck, it's really that simple. So that's it. A wider dick? No, that would be annoying. And yeah, goals archived. Well, I don't really talk about what the goals are because I think in doing so it makes them less likely to occur. I just simply work towards them silently, personally, privately, and then eventually they happen. And, you know, I can always reverse engineer and explain kind of how I got there, but in different, you know, things that I take advantage of. But at the end of the day, you know, I think I like to think of myself as being very opportunistic, and I can recognize opportunity when it's there and when it's not. And so I just try to do that as much as I can. And, ooh, is this a new one? Let me see what this is. Most passive-aggressive style? Yeah, I gotta wait and see this. I feel like these guys are cool on a base internet uncle. Yeah, this guy is fucking hilarious, man. And, yeah, there you go. World dominating, calling out the Fourth Reich, the Roche Reich. I don't know about that. Yeah, and that's, you know, is your next goal a PNG girlfriend? I mean, no, that's impossible to do. I mean, that's, yeah. Sorry, guys. And psychopaths always think very highly of themselves, like George Carlin said. Oh, I don't think very highly of myself or not. I just simply work towards the, I try to just do what I think is going to work, right? The more that you let your ego or you let your feelings get in the way of things, like I've thought about this myself, and this might sound like really kind of like a myopic thing to say, but I've never found a point in my life where being emotional improved my life. And in fact, every single time that I've done something based off of emotion or based off of like how I feel about it rather than what seems like it makes sense, it's made my life worse, and in some cases it's been a neutral effect, but in most cases it's made it worse. And so I try to never act on emotion. I try to never do what I think I feel, or, you know, like if I'm upset or angry about something, I don't act on it. I look back at the times that I did act on it, and a lot of those times were mistakes, and they led me to a mistake. And so that takes me out of my, you know, like my goals, right? And so that's how I see it. So you never act out of love? I think that I have, and that's part of the examples of things that took me farther away from my goals, right? And they made things worse for me because, you know, again, like I don't think and feel the way that other people do, right? And so what makes sense to me isn't what makes sense to other people. So yeah, it's that simple. Anyway, and you have to address your emotions at some point or you'll explode. I think that there's plenty of people who address their emotions all the time and they explode all the time too. Yeah, I mean, I really don't think that's true. I think that there's plenty of people that can control themselves, keep themselves in check, act in a managed and, you know, orderly, intelligent way, and then, you know, just simply deal with them. That's it. Boy, I sure love free speech. It's my favorite thing ever. I'm going to criticize this guy a tiny bit. Whoa, you have to pay for that kind of speech. Yeah, of course. What a fucking surprise. And Dragon Age Veilguard director is leaving the studio. So I did see this. This story came out yesterday, I guess. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Reposo? Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, here we go. This is the big thing that happened. Kareem Bush, I don't know how to say her name, I think that's the right way. Game director of Dragon Age Veilguard has left BioWare and EA. BioWare Edmonton, the Veilguard studio, to be shuttered. And so shuttered, what is that definition? What does shuttered mean? Closed. What does it mean to be shuttered? Closed for business, not operating.
My beloved son.
My dearest
Well,
daughter, beloved for all
the game
time.
said it was non-binary, and I guess the players did too.
My beloved son.
I guess not.
Your
There it
death
is.
shall be avenged.
I wonder why.
Even
Yep.
if it takes
That's just too bad. We call that Rebozo, yeah. Oh, fuck. The farewell email was shared with me, and I verified her leaving with Smash GT. The rumor goes that this isn't, it's not entirely confirmed yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But I would assume this to be true. Give me 1 second. I have a
My
little bit of
dearest
allergies.
daughter, beloved.
I think I'm probably having allergies. I cleaned up my room a couple of days ago, and so there's not as much mold in here right now. So I'm probably allergic to not having it.
Both in life and death.
But it's okay, I'll survive. Anyway, you know, but yeah, we'll get back to this, Rejuice. Yeah. Anyway, it's sad that after completely destroying the game with DEI, transcars and terrible characters and writings, that the game director responsible for it bails and leaves everyone else holding the bag. These people often fail upwards through a woke studio system built on promoting activists instead of great developers. Sad. This is our first collab. Check out JT's video in the video reply for it. So, wow. So she's out. Veilguard is dead. It's a confirmed flop.
hang on to your seats for this one because holy crap, do I have a megaton nuke to drop in this video. I've been contacted by my source directly related to BioWare, letting me know that Kareem Bush, the director of Dragon Age The Veilguard, is officially out at BioWare. He sent an email out to the company letting everyone know that he no longer wants to be working at BioWare because, well, after a lot of personal thought and thinking that it's just not the right place for him anymore. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash
It's important to keep in mind that a lot of this stuff can be unsubstantiated, and I usually don't take it super seriously. Now, do I think this one is true? I do. But always stay skeptical. Stay smart. I just figured I'd say that at the beginning.
And you would think that Kareem Bush leaving BioWare would be the wildest story, but what my insider told me after this email of them confirming that he's leaving is that BioWare Edmonton might be shutting down.
Of course.
Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full...
Of course they're going to shut it. Of course it's going to happen. Like, how could you not come to that conclusion? Duh. Yeah. Of course.
Breaking down how Kareem Bush, the director of Dragon Age The Veilguard, the person in charge of the game, has now left BioWare, which is kind of a gigantic loss on the surface. If this is someone that was valued and respected, but I look at the situation as the game was a massive failure, and he was pretty much pushed out the door.
I don't even think it was massive failure. I mean, if I look at Dragon Age right now, well, it's not even. Oh, it's like the fourth one down. If I look at it, okay. Just a second.
Legendary RPG studio known as BioWare has been the cornerstone of the gaming industry for decades.
Yeah.
But a long line of failures between Mass Effect Andromeda, Anthem, and now Dragon Age The Veilguard were troubling signs of a studio headed directly towards a catastrophic downfall. I've been passed along very credible information from an inside source that Kareem Bush, the game director of the failed Dragon Age The Veilguard, has officially left the company as of a few days ago, and that's just one wild piece of this crazy puzzle. And all of it is painting a very grim picture of the studio's future. And massive shots.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like this is a guarantee of what's going to happen. It's not even a question. Of course this was going to happen. You can't release a game, invest probably over $100 million into it, and then not hit certain sales figures. The math just doesn't math. Like, it's literally that simple. But, I mean, it really...
Shout out to Grums who let me know about this information initially. This was the email that I had to forward on to my contact to confirm it, and sure enough, they said, yep, that's legit, yes, that's real, and yes, he's gone. In an email that was leaked to me that was sent out to BioWare employees, Bush recently announced his resignation, citing his decision to pursue new challenges and projects focused on his passion for making RPGs. And sure, after massively failing on a game, you just want to up and leave the studio, like no one's pushing you out the door. I think we see exactly what's going on here. But
the majority of time where people leave studios or leave groups like that, following something not going well, it's usually a fall on your sword type situation where either it's like they're like saying, well, you know, you can leave or we can get rid of you, and so they just decide to leave. That way it just, you know, to minimize friction.
And the email that I got is kind of a scanned copy of it, just to make sure we remove any kind of watermarks or anything like that. But because it's so hard to read, I want to make sure I wrote it all out here to go through it with you guys. And it states, hard to believe I'm writing these words, but here it goes. It's time for me to say goodbye. Today is my last day at BioWare in EA. After so much contemplation, I've decided to pursue a new challenge and a new project, doing what I love most, making RPGs.
Well, I thought that's what you did with Bio. I thought that's what Dragon Age was. I thought Dragon Age was supposed to be an RPG.
Wasn't an easy decision, as I mean it when I say I love BioWare, the Dragon Age team, and what we've all accomplished together. My time with all of you has been the highlight of my career, which I gotta stop there and say, if the time was so great and
why are you
was
leaving?
the highlight of your career, why would you be leaving to pursue your own projects again?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to offer my personal thanks to each of you for your trust, your companionship, and for the many ways in which you've inspired
Thanks
me.
for trusting me. Now I'm going to get another job because I'm more connected inside to the industry, and I am going to leave you guys, and your ship is going to sink, and I'll see you later. I hope you had fun. I sure did. Yep, definitely.
And help me grow.
That's great.
I'll be eagerly waiting to see what great experiences you create next. And as a fan,
see you,
I'll
boys.
be rooting for you. If I can leave you with any advice, it is this. We all know making games is hard. It's part of why we do it. But making games is also about the people and the reliance we have on one another. So take the time to celebrate the wins and lift each other up.
I hate how people say, like, making video games is hard, as if competing in any other industry isn't hard. Like, being a garbage man is hard. Being a construction worker is hard. Working in a kitchen, I think, is hard. Jobs are hard. And if you're in a competitive job at a high level, it's going to be even harder. There's nothing special about making video games that makes it uniquely hard. That's just how it is.
Challenge and the work will always
That's why we do it? No.
The moments we have with each
Do
other
not.
are precious.
No, stop.
Let's stay in touch and give contact information. And this is a very bittersweet toned email where he's like, hey, I mean, I'm leaving on my own. This is the best experience ever. But, yeah, just lift each other up because making games is hard. But we're celebrating the wins.
Which one?
Just can't seem to find any. Welcome's message tries its darndest to sound optimistic, highlighting his love for BioWare and its teams. This jarring, sudden departure comes across as someone who failed completely, miserably at what they were doing, and ultimately, abruptly being ushered out the door. I mean, they were injecting trans stars, woke ideologies.
I think that there's also another component of this that might not be discussed in this video, is that they could have also left because what ended up happening is that after the reception of Dragon Age Veilguard came out, it was determined that this type of ideology was like a negative impact on the sales of the game. And because of its negative impact, it caused the higher-ups and the people that were in leadership at the studio to say, hey, because like they said they're going to make Mass Effect after this, they're like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. Like, you're not going to have any of this stuff in the game again because you basically killed this game, and everybody on the internet thinks that it's because of this stuff, and now it makes our studio look really bad. Because I guarantee you, like, the actual executive leadership of these companies doesn't really care about these issues one way or another, but if these issues are a road bump in the way of them making money, then they're just simply going to drive around them. That's it. They don't want to go over them, they don't want to deal with them for any reason. So there's a good chance that this person could have been pushed out because they wanted to put their like viewpoints into the next game, and it was just made abundantly clear that that will just simply not happen. That's another component. And I feel like if I was, and here's the thing, right? Like, if you're EA's, I think, a publicly traded company, right? And so that means BioWare is to some degree accountable to the people that own it. And if you were on that executive board, would you have told them that? I would have. I would have said, listen, we went with your idea.
A mí me saca la vida, hijo
Now
de
let's do
puta.
another idea. Andrew Wilson doesn't give a fuck? Yeah, exactly.
Rejected by gamers wholeheartedly from Jump Street, so I can't really say I'm very surprised at this result, but still, it's wild to see the times really are changing. DEI is DIEing, and we're seeing it right now in real time. Cory Busch announcing his departure is on top of Sylvia Fekete-Cuddy, the senior writer of 15 years at BioWare, announcing her departure amidst the disastrous launch of Dragon Age the Veil Guide, which, as that very same inside source that I have at BioWare had informed me, sold under 1.5 million copies against expectations of over 10 million. And if you want...
Oh, wow. Number one, how could you possibly think you were going to sell 10 million copies? At a premium $70 price tag, you're going to sell 10 million copies? Didn't Black Myth Wukong only sell like 20 or 30 million? So, like, how did you possibly think that was going to work?
More information on her departure, I made a video discussing
That's crazy.
that one as well. And that was a massive loss to the studio. And we're
The last
seeing
one did?
these big-time players leaving one
For sure.
after another, and then we get to the rumors of it's not just the big wigs that are leaving, but the studio is now being rumored to be closed as soon as February 2025.
Well, if I was the owner of the company and I was on the board, I would say close the whole studio. That's what I would do. Because it's like whenever you have an infection, you can't just take out every single infected piece of tissue and then leave the rest. You have to cut the entire arm off or the finger off or whatever. Like, I'd say, bro, like, get rid of this. There's something wrong with that group of people. Just fucking trash it. That's it, yeah, get out, right? Exactly. Like, and that's the smart thing to do, in my opinion. Yeah, it's by design. Well, I don't know if it's by design or not, I have no idea.
As of recording this video is a month from now.
Amputate and cauterize,
The email
yep.
that was initially sent to me regarding Bush's departure, I contacted my insider to talk about it, and sure enough, it's true. But it's not the only problem happening over at BioWare these days. Not by a long shot. A follow-up email from my source within EA adds serious fuel to this ongoing fire. Correspondence from my inside source via their anonymous email stated, "Hey Jeff, Karine is indeed gone. The current